I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the ocean, I had a in my shoulder, you got a vision, jumping in the bed with two dark teeth.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go. Get set.
Carr now on first down. And incomplete to open things up. Will tie the intended receiver. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Carr will try it again on second down. This one caught left side by Cooper. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Now it's Peterson. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 57 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 23. Off the play fake, here's Rosen. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now it's Rosen. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Again, it's Rosen. Dumping it off for Johnson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th. And Dawson's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And now Oakland ready to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry now from Marshawn Lynch. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Go, Chief.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Wide open, Amari Cooper. A very solid gain of 27. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big play is what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what will happen? They'll flat out take over this game.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw, it's Carr. They set up the screen to Lynch. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Carr. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll go deep down the middle. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 39 that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll run with Lynch. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Lynch, the lone man in the backfield now on 2nd and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Cooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Extra point up and through. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. With it on the return is Logan. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl. And
right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On second down, here's Rosen. Flush to his right. And avoids the contact by sliding. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Steps away. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 30-yard line.
Detroit!
Rosen off the play action. And an alley to run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Underneath for Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
Now Rosen. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Cardinals are in for 6. Dawson tacks on the point after. And the lead is now 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive. Just past the 30-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, It's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Gives to Rashard.
And he stopped immediately there. Robert Kimdichie, the one to bring him down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. If you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react.
And the Raiders have got him. Charles Tapper in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on 2nd down. Now they got to come up with something big here on 3rd.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From midfield now, here's Rosen. And the pressure gets to him again. Bruce Irvin in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep, Jalen Richard. This is taken around the 12. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Carr to the right side. It's caught by Mitchell. And he's brought down after a good gain. A very solid gain of 27.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Dancing to his left. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Now Carr. Roberts with it over the middle. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Here's Carr throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Carr now on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And nice yardage right off the bat here as he's up to about the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
All right, now look at 56.
Rosen will throw. Fighting to stay upright. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
No, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
6-18. Purdue. 24.
Carr to throw on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Roberts. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Carr now on first down. And it'll be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
After the interception, here's Rosen. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. The Cardinals on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Rosen. He's going to air one out. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. Well, a potential turning point as they get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And that one's not going to get there. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Rosen to throw on second down. And Gresham has it left side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And now it's Rosen looking. Complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. This quarterback now 9 of 17 through the air. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They go to Johnson again. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch it now, Barney! Gun!
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Caught, right side, Gresham. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On second down, Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Set! Green 39! Leopard! Green 39! Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. Elsewhere around the NFL, they're in the 3rd quarter in Carson. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at about the 32. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. Eluding the pressure right. And over the middle, it's LaFell. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down, and he finds Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Raiders 1st down. Carr hooking up with Cook.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, Carr. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Here we go. 7:34. 7:34.
Again, it's Carr. Finds Roberts left side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now, Carr again. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now Carr. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deeper. And this will be caught at the 30. And he takes it down deep into Arizona territory. On third down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 43 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Carr now to throw, rolling to his right. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
On second down, here's Carr. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Detroit! Detroit!
Again, it's Johnson. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. On to tackle that time, Bruce Irvin. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. 4th down, here's Rosen. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
6-18. Who's right, Chief?
Now after the INT, it's Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Number 637. Go Chief. Hey, 734.
From the gun, it's Carr. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw on 3rd down. Carr, he'll dump it off, complete to Lynch. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Back to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He's back to throw. His throw incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for him.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
Back to throw. Leaping, and he makes the grab. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. First things first here, they got to pick up the first down.
And remember, it is 4th down, so they've got to pick up a completion here. Otherwise, this one's over.
Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's Rosen. Flushed out right. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. That goes for a gain of 31.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Throwing now is Rosen, eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And his kick is no good. Oh, by the slimmest of margins, he missed it wide to the left. Well, we were prepping for overtime up here in the booth, partner. Thought for sure we were destined for OT. And then the chip shot field goal, no good. A tough loss.
Oh, without question, because when you're saying prepping, I was locked in. I think you were too. We're going to overtime. I was already gathering my thoughts about, okay, how do we start?